Hey everyone, welcome to the Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
Fuego here.
And we are here to do yet another Patreon review, you guys. This one is quite unfortunately a long time in the making. It is the last one, or the earliest one that we have yet to review. We launched our Patreon last year, and this one is unfortunately still from last year, but it's one of the last ones from last year. Well, this is for the Burrowers.
Yeah, and we can admit that some things can get lost in the shuffle, regrettably. Absolutely. And so
we're making mad catch up right now. Like, we're almost all the way up to just what the last month or two is requests.
Totally, what the Mama Tomato said
last
to
month
the
or
baby
two is
tomato.
Requests.
That is what we are in the midst of. And
anyway, this one is from Teddy Brown.
Yes.
So we know that he's been doing requests for a long time, but this is one of his that we just never addressed.
Yes.
And actually, this is a movie that when he requested it, I was excited because I had seen it before, and I always like this. This is one of my... It's not a top 5 creature movie, but it's in the top 20, I would say.
It's an interesting take on the creature.
Absolutely.
For the sheer fact that it also incorporates, aspects of history, especially as far as like racial tensions and certain aspects of expansion in the United States history, and that really, even more so, I think plays a bigger part than the monster aspect, is the blame, the just tension and stuff like that.
Here's what I'm finding. I'm finding that old westerns blend really well with horror.
Damn right they do.
Because with Bone Tomahawk being a tribal slasher western mixed with horror, I think that this one is creature mixed with western for a horror vibe.
Yes,
and
big time.
I think it works tremendously. Very much so. And when I watched it, there's actually I think a prequel tale, and I think there's a sequel to this. I've watched them all, but this is the only one that we've watched on the show. And the prequel is I got to look it up how it's, when you're making your point, I'll look up how it's involved in sequels or prequels. But I enjoyed this.
Sequel to like films, like VOD, like no shit.
No, I think so. Yeah. I need to remember. There's more than just this. I know there's more than just this.
Well,
it might have been a prequel short film, is what I'm thinking. It might have
lays out enough of a mythology where that could totally be the case. Mm-hmm. But I mean, the film essentially starts with a family.
Well, wait, real quick before we hit the story. Overall thoughts.
Overall thoughts. I can't say that I love it as much as Tremors or Bone Tomahawk, but it combined both of the sensibilities of those films.
I would agree.
It's not a funny movie. It's actually very thought-provoking.
Pretty impactful.
Yes, very much so.
For a creature movie.
Especially in the themes that they put together, because you see creatures enough at times, but really...
You see quite a bit, actually.
Not till the second.
But that's not really the scariest thing. This is a mixture of creature movies, terror, and
human horror
sleep
aspect.
Paralysis terror. Right?
Okay.
Like, because that's a big part of it, too. Like, the victims are all basically paralyzed, and they're, buried, and then, ultimately they come back and eat them.
Yeah.
Like sharks.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, they basically paralyze them, and then they come back after, their toxin has, like, changed the taste of the meat. But the thing that I was going to say is that it's really, there are human horrors in this movie, which is the thing that I was trying to point out, and that was really the different perspective that I wanted, especially after a rewatch, I wanted to approach this with, is the fact that there is this big blame from the white settlers and, their whole, like, army battalion and stuff. They are positive it's a Native American thing. Like, they are the ones who hurt and killed this family and all this other stuff, and it drives so many plot points in the fact that there's racism rampant in this movie and misconception associated with it, and that is what makes this really much deeper than you would even see in your normal creature movie and period piece creature movie at this particular point. It's really, it's well just placed and plotted out, and it makes you kind of uncomfortable at times, I would say. Especially, believe it or not, in the third act, when you're thinking it's going to be complete creature, bashing and, association and just vanquishing, and without spoiling too much, it's not quite that. There's more of a human element to it. And, yeah.
I'm trying to still find the tie-in. I can't find anyone.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm not sure if there.
There is, man. I'm telling you, there's a prequel short film
comic?
or something.
I mean, maybe there was something that it was based on, and that's what the Burrowers main film was.
I'm so frustrated now.
I was gonna say, dude, that I And as far as casting, if we're going to jump into that.
Yeah, please, by all means. Well, I like this. Let me just my overall
Clancy
Brown. So I enjoyed this movie.
He doesn't have the biggest part in it, but he's
great.
He's a major minor kind of character.
There's a character in here that is a big character actor in TV. He had a big role in Fringe and a number of other shows.
I just can't think of his goddamn name.
I can't think of it either, but he's been in a number of things. I thought the acting is tremendous, but before that, just really quick, my overall thoughts were I really like this movie. Yeah. It is, again, it's the Bone Tomahawk meets Tremors vibe.
Big time.
And I think they did a really cool job. The creatures are actually fairly reminiscent of the Hellraiser creature at the end of the first movie coming down the hallway that's like... Indeed. You know, it's got the big upper from the backside, and the creatures in the Burrowers have like big back legs.
And they make a really solid choice in not showing them. I mean, it's all like night lit scenes and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And another big story bit, if we're gonna jump from overall impressions to story, which I really want to, is the fact that the reason these creatures are attacking people is because of the fact that the white man has been going and slaughtering the buffalo. And it's a big plot point in the fact that they are over poaching. They are extending their boundaries. There is a natural like selection and a harmony of life. And there is a new element that has been added into the Western just harmony and environment and biology and so on and so forth. And the fact that these intrepid, that we have to have our manifest destiny going forward, and we have to just consume it. And I have had bison burgers, and they're amazing. I will not deny this. But my God, it's really interesting the way there was so much more thought. This is a very, it's not your.
There's also a prequel called Blood Red Earth. It's a short film. Okay. I knew there was a sequel.
I was going to say there had to have been something on a lower budget or a comic book or something.
Blood Red Earth
that
is
tied
a short
in
film.
with it. But dude, the fact that this was not...
Thank you, Reddit.
This was not your dum-dums, kind of like, derp, kind of horror film. This is one that had legitimate, thought-provoking aspects to it. And
going to story,
Yeah, as far as... I mean, we know. I've seen Dances with Wolves. I mean...
It had a flair of that, too,
It really did, with the whole buffalo aspect. And so, the fact that it was all seamlessly tied together... Great performances, interesting tensions of racism, conservation. It's a film that is beyond what you would necessarily anticipate and what I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be really...
I had a feeling you were...
I thought it was going to be very surface level.
Very low, low quality and stuff. But it ends up being really engaging.
Yes.
And the creatures, like they shoot the creatures... The creatures are very low to the ground, low profile because they dig down, but the design of them when you see them is really unnerving, and it is akin to something you'd see in Hellraiser or even Nightbreed. Yes. It's that kind of Clive Barkian creature.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's really cool to watch throughout because you get more and more of a reveal of them, and man, like there's a whole butt ton of them out there, and it's awesome how they don't shy away from it. Like it's a $7 million budget, and they stretch it, man. They make it look it looks like they used every bit of that $7 million for this movie.
And I'm still really creeped out about the fact that they poison these people and they can still move around. They dig these people up.
Yeah.
And they're still alive.
No, that's what they're like these. There's a creature in, I can't remember which creature does it in actual reality, but they poison a creature, they bury it in order to like bake it or something, or even keep it cool in the sunlight or something, and then they come back after the poison has liquefied the inside.
I hate to be so ill-informed, but I'm like, it's a bug or a lizard.
Yeah, no, it is. It might be a bug or a lizard, but they come back once the insides have been liquefied, and they eat the creature.
It's almost like sweetening the meat.
Yeah.
And they can just...
It like mushes it up for them to easier, take it out and consume it. And it's really a cool, well done horror western, and the music is on point.
It is.
The score is great.
It is.
They don't resort to using cheesy pop music in a western. It's
because
all
they don't have
appropriate.
To, because it's 1800s and stuff, and so
but still, you have to pay to score that, and they did a good job. It was all really well done.
They did, and
I like this movie a lot.
As do I. It's the kind of like western score where it's not trying too adamantly hard to be like uplifting, because there's very few uplifting things, including in the climax about this movie. It really just doubles down the fact that we are overpoaching the wildlife, that we are being inconsiderate and just really judgmental of the new people that live in this area with us. It's a dark movie story-wise, man. It really legitimately is, and I'm glad I finally got around to watching it, because I saw the poster so many times. I'm like, that's borderline VOD. It's got the skull and like the dirt below it. This movie's gonna suck, and I always thought that was gonna be the case. And then, yes,
very worth your time.
CK, right? You said?
No, this one wasn't SK. This one was Teddy Brown.
Teddy Brown.
Yeah, no, SK did Lost Soul.
All right.
Yep.
So
we're doing a few reviews in a row, guys.
Exactly, Teddy. Sorry, man.
Shout out to both of you lovely patrons.
Yeah, awesome peeps, man. And
but this
Teddy,
one specifically, Teddy. Honestly, good choice. Good choice.
Man.
I love this movie. I'm glad I had to rewatch it.
Indeed. And finally watching it for myself, man, this was a terrific, suggestion from you. I wouldn't expect anything less, man.
So thank you guys very much for watching. If you've seen The Burrowers, let us know in the comments down below what your thoughts are. If you haven't seen it, let us know in the comments down below if you're going to want to watch it after watching our review. Did Teddy Brown make a good decision? Did his recommendation filter down to you guys in such a positive way? Let us know in those comments. Until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
Gracias, I've been Jaime Fuego.
If you guys want to become a patron yourselves, the link is in the description box down below. You can choose a movie for us to review just like this. If you enjoyed the video, click that like button and subscribe if you want to make sure you don't miss any of our episodes going forward. But remember, guys, stay scared!